guys, welcome back to another episode of our survival racing season. In this episode, we have a bunch to tick off, including all the bar work, sliders, internal cage, and a custom dash. This is not going to be an easy feat. We're doing this all by ourselves at home in the garage. So how are we going to get this done? You better come check it out. Here we are, and we have got the car back into the shed after the Melbourne 4x4 show. So if you've been following along, we have had a huge thing to bite off and get this car done in under 30 days. In order to do that, we had to do the really hard, dirty work before the Melbourne 4x4 show. So thank you to everybody that came to see all the hard work that we put in, and everybody that got to sign the bonnet. Your support means so much to myself and Bridget. But right now, as you see it, this was probably the most intricate part to work out. This is the only part of the build that doesn't have a sponsorship backing. It wasn't a bolt-in kit, so we had to really make sure that we took our time to get it done correctly. So that's why you might be thinking that things have been done in a little bit of a weird order right now. A lot of this cage and bar work was done before the Melbourne show. We've then released a pilot episode with Bridget and myself, and now we're wrapping everything back up into real time for you. And I have had to find the best people, all of my friends around Melbourne, to come and help me cut, bend, weld, and make sure that everything that we do inside here meets the specific standards to pass scrutineering. If this cage isn't correct, we are not racing. There's no way that we can take two welders and benders and everything to Cobar like we can with our pit crew to maybe fix some suspension if something goes wrong. This is crucial, and this has to be 100% top notch. So we're super lucky that we've had Jimbo from the CCDA, who actually runs one of our associations in Melbourne. He's come to scrutineer the vehicle, and also Cam at Roadrunner is one of our head scrutineers. So we've had two sets of eyes running themselves over every bend, every weld, every angle to make sure that this is compliant, because safety is sexy. Bridget and I want to make sure that we have done this to the absolute best, because we've got just over 20 days until we have to get this car on a truck, and we're heading out to Cobar.
I missed the whole bar because I can't see.
Wow.
I'm confused. I literally can't see. How do you do this without seeing?
Try my mask. See if it is a mask.
What? As soon as oh my god, I give up. As soon as the light goes on, I can't see anything.
As soon as the
welder goes on,
you can't see anything.
I can't see anything.
So it's too dark.
Yeah, but that's both masks.
Both masks.
The boys have actually named me project manager for this series because I can't weld and I can't bend, and I have put a lot of pressure on them to get the cage and the bar work done so we can get this on a trailer and get it to the Melbourne 4x4 show so that I can show Bridget I actually know how to build a race car, because this is the first time she's going to see it. But I am so stressed out at this point because I know some things are going to go wrong.
I'm not building this cage. I don't trust myself doing that. That's somebody else's problem. But yeah, this is just, there is so much going on. I'll take you through a walkthrough once it's all done, but Cam is just finishing the backstays and then getting welded to the floor. Yeah?
This is video, yeah, to the floor.
Okay, is that what you're doing now?
I just need you to lever a pipe for me so I can try.
I've been summoned. I have to lever a pipe. I don't know why people trust me with this stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go lever a pipe. Stay tuned.
Find out. Let it rip.
God. Has anyone tried this? Have you stitched me up?
No.
Again? I don't think it's strength. That's like you can't rip it.
Well, we're coming up to the halfway point in this roll cage build, and it's actually going surprisingly well to plan. The only thing that has happened is that we may have miscalculated some measurements. So I've had to run out to the four-wheel drive shed and grab some more tube, which you think sounds quite easy, but the tube that we have to use is a specific 44.5mm seamless roll cage tube. If we don't use that, we absolutely cannot pass scrutineering and we cannot race this car. And there's only a couple places in Melbourne that sell it. And I think the whole race community is a little bit mad at me right now because we've cleaned it out. There is no more left. People are ringing me saying, hey Steph, can I please have a meter or two? From here, we need to make sure that the car is really lightweight. We're throwing a lot of kilos of steel to keep this car safe. And the reason we keep it safe is because when we're racing, there's a high chance that we could go tumbling across a paddock, down a hill, if we're up a rock wall. If we come down hard and fast, that roof, there's a very real chance it could come down and crash on myself and Bridget. And of course, safety is sexy, so this is a minimum requirement. Obviously, there's no questions about that. But I want to make sure that we can get out of this car really nice and easily. So the way that we've angled everything is kind of specified to Bridget and I, our bodies. We're small, which means we can make a nice, tight, safe cage, but of course we can still drop our window nets really quickly and get ourselves out of that car if for whatever reason we can't open those doors. And I know Bridget hasn't done a quick safety exit before, so I'm going to teach her how to do that in our pre-drive episode a little bit later, because safety is sexy and this is our number one priority in this race, is to be safe. So we are welding in meters and meters, and I think it's about 28 meters worth of steel cage tube into this car, and that's obviously heavy. So we are doing everything in our power to get the weight down. We're removing door cards. Currently we barely have door handles, and the last thing that I have to do is the grueling task of removing the factory sound deadening out of this car. It runs from the front all the way to the rear doors in the very back of the wagon. And I don't think you can comprehend just how much all that weight adds up to until you're holding it in your hands in heavy bags, chucking it in the rubbish bin. So this is gonna sit in the middle in front of the gear stick. If you can imagine, Bridget's gonna be on this side, I'll be here. We've got her winch controls nice and close, so she's got access. If she's got her right hand on the steering wheel, she can push the winch buttons with her left. And then vice versa, I'm actually gonna be the main person running the lockers. So these are on this side, and then a little bit further away, a little bit, not as crucial because we're not gonna be using them all the time, but we've got buttons for things like lights and things like that. Down here, this is a space for the factory thermostat control because, you know, we're girls and we want aircon, so why not? Also, if we overheat, we could probably whack the heater on and try and help the engine out. But yeah, this is all gonna be custom pink, and all of our rocker switches are gonna be here. And on one of our next episodes, we're going to be showing you the Rally Safe unit, which is kind of cool, and we'll explain that in, I think, about 2 episodes' time. Well, obviously four drives are really safe and we all feel safe on the road when we're driving them, but we do have to take that one step further when we're out racing, number one, in a really remote location as well. We obviously don't have the emergency services that we would usually have if something was to go wrong. So what we've done is we've put this cage together and we've obviously made sure that everything is over-engineered. There is no point where Bridget and I thought we're going to take a shortcut in something like a roll cage that is going to stop it. If we ended up on our roof, this is what's going to stop us from being crushed. Moving forward, we haven't told anybody this. This is the first race that this car is going to do. And obviously it's a wagon, but we have some huge plans for this car. And maybe you guys can pop in the comments what you think we might be up to next year.
Did it? One eternity right there.
Cool. Wow. Cage done.
The clip you're about to see is me not in my best state by any means. It's late night, we've had car dramas, and it's probably the first time where the adrenaline has just kicked in to get this car done in such a tight time frame. We don't have time for things to go wrong.
Here's an update. We were like, you know what? We're sick of winching the GU in and out of the garage to do the bar work, so we're just going to dump a battery in it and start the car. While we were there, we were like, oh, well, we'll obviously do an oil change the fuel filter, and then put in some more coolant and just give it like a little tiny service. So we did all that, and then we went to start the car and it didn't work.
Go again. Yeah, it's getting no fuel.
It started 2 weeks ago. What have we done? Oh, that's right. We ripped out the entire dash. I've never really worked on a GU. I've worked on a GQ, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So anyway, after lots of Googling, lots of phone calls, lots of friends, lots of people weighing in on the sound that we could hear because it wanted to start. It was just like not staying on. We worked out that it's obviously got a Nissan anti-theft system. So Now we have to go and plug everything back in and hope that we haven't ruined that. And then we'll be able to start the car. Because we're doing a lot of work on this car. And I don't know if I'm about to put in a whole new engine. So anyway, that's the update. Bridget doesn't know yet. This is all happening in Melbourne at the moment. Bridget actually hasn't like sat in the car at this point. So I'm really hoping that we have like a couple of weeks until I've got to have this on a trailer. And like there is so much being done and it just doesn't start. So I'm really tired. It's like midnight on a Monday and we've been trying to get this car to work this afternoon. And I was like, what do you want from me? You have a new battery, you have oil, like everything should be good. So anyway, new plan of attack tomorrow, putting everything back together, looking at the immobilizer system in the car and hoping to get that back working. And then after that, it'll start. Fingers crossed, it'll start because we have so much to do to this car. I didn't need to lose the 6 hours that I lost tonight. I need to finish roll cage, all the other bar work, get a dash, like a race dash made. There's so much to do. So anyway, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm so excited to go racing. I think the official countdown is like 40 days. It's so ridiculous. I can't believe this car doesn't run. Anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
I knew what I was coming in for. I knew that this was going to be a test of, a couple of weeks before going to a remote location with a car that you've never driven before. So I was expecting this to hit soon, but I was thinking it was going to hit in other areas. I had full confidence in this engine and I did not think that I was going to be feeling this about the actual running of the vehicle. It's been no secret that this was a gas petrol car and I've ripped the whole gas system out and it's not running fantastic. I've had 2 attempts of getting this onto a trailer and it won't drive under its own power past about 2,000 revs. So at this point, I don't even know if we're going to make it to the show bridge. With the final push, under 24 hours to get this car on the trailer, to get it to the Melbourne show, to put it on Bridget's stand, to show everybody what we have been doing and what we're going to be doing, the engine doesn't work again. It doesn't have enough power to get itself up onto the trailer and I'm stressed.
We have called in the big guns. Cam Stewart himself from Roadrunner has come past on his way home to give us a hand because we have been staring at this engine for way too long and it's not doing enough things. So we think we have found the solution. We've also killed a starter motor in the process and now it's the moment of truth. So we are tightening up the last bit of the intake and fingers crossed because I would really like to go to the Melbourne show tomorrow with this car. What do you reckon?
Needs more turbos.
No, zero boost racing.
Oh, wow!
Mini check. No worries.
So I've called in the big guns. Cam from Roadrunner's come down and he's taken a look over the engine and he's found a few things that we've just missed. And I honestly think we just missed it because we were looking at the engine for so long. Things just felt like they were supposed to be like that when they actually weren't. So a couple of changes with a few pipes going to the right spot and like I know, this engine runs like a dream. So off we go onto the trailer and my final dream of towing my race car behind my Navara finally happens. Well, we did it. We got the cage and the sliders done just in time for the Melbourne 4x4 show. The cage has turned out absolutely better than I thought it was going to. It was so funny. Cam rang me. He said, I'm getting your rattle cans. We're ready to paint it. Just checking you want black. Cam, come on, man. No, we want pink. We want pink roll cage. He goes, okay, hot pink? I said, no, this is pastel. This is understated. This has got to hit every single mark because Bridget and I love things to look a certain way. So naturally I jumped online. I sent him a few screenshots and I think he's hit the mark because this is exactly how I wanted my roll cage to look. This build would not be possible without the brands behind us that are supporting us. So first of all, Survival First Aid, number one, they've given us a bunch of kits to keep us safe, but of course their backing just does not go unnoticed. Secondly, Adrenaline. I think you guys are starting to understand why we have aligned with a brand like Adrenaline because mine is up here. Bridget doesn't know it yet, but hers is about to skyrocket. We wouldn't be building a race car if it wasn't for a brand with the support like Car Builders, and their knowledge has actually been invaluable, and I can't wait to get this car to them so that they can actually see what we've been working on. And it can't go without being said, Sabre Off-Road, you guys are just absolute legends. Can't really see it right now, but working with brands like Adrenaline and Storm Tire Deflators has just been invaluable to get us to the position to where we are now, but where we want to go and how hard we want to take this race. We couldn't have done it without those guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Do not tune out. If you blink, you will miss it. The next episode is the Superior Engineering full underhaul on the underneath of this car. And I'm pretty keen to get some good shocks in this car, to be honest. She's a little bit rough. And I promise you'll see Bridget in the next one.